Well, Dan Williams, survive. And survive, I have been surviving, yes. Where have I been? COVID. It got me. After 2 years, it finally got me. So I'm on day 3 of recovery. Usually when I go in to see a patient who is questionably positive or positive, we do the old N95 with the regular surgical mask right over the top. And I'm pretty obsessive with that, except when I'm at times in the back. But it got me. And how it hit me was very unusual. It was like a sudden onset of intense vomiting and diarrhea, which is really unusual. I had no respiratory symptoms at all. I had no cough, I had no runny nose, I had no sore throat. My symptom was number 16 and number 17 on the list. So unusual. Day 3, I'm feeling actually really pretty well, considering, but it is a pain in the ass, and I'm getting better, feel much improved. So that is why I haven't been around and been recuperating. So slowly but surely I'm getting back, and as promised, we're going to go through some of the stages of hypothermia. I'm going to stage it out for you in some clear terms. I also wanted to point out that, because I had some questions on this, how do you know when someone goes from stage 1 to stage 2, and is it sudden, and how does that happen? So you're with a bunch of guys and you're out, skiing or cross-country skiing, or you're just going on a trek in the winter and there's no snow, for example. You're just trekking it out and it's about 28 degrees, 30 degrees. A couple of people in your party may not be dressed warm enough, and one of the individuals may be slurring their speech. They may not be with it 100%, and you're concerned they may be in a mild stage of hypothermia. So do they go from that position, right flat on their back, to moderate hypothermia? No, of course not. They don't go from standing upright to just passing out. Of course that can happen, but that's rare. So on my little cheat sheet here on my computer, I have listed out here, as we discussed in one of the other videos, on the stages of hypothermia. The first stage, you're going to be very fatigued and tired. You're going to be hungry. You can be nauseous. Your skin in an adult will be pale and dry. In elderly and in youngsters, it's going to be very red, even a cherry red. Sometimes the skin is very thin. So that's going to be a difference. A child, even in a cold room, an infant can get cold very quickly. So, little side note, you're going to have increased urine output in the beginning. So you're hiking on a trail and your partner has to stop and pee every 15 minutes. Well, either he's a diabetic or he's beginning to get hypothermic. That's a red flag. Also, slurring his words is a key. Pulse is rapid. And the shivering, they're going to shiver and to generate heat and warmth. Now, when this happens sometimes, you're going to want to get warm. You're going to see people, bundle up. Maybe they'll sit by a fire. It's also beneficial to, and more energy efficient, to start jumping up and down, working your muscles, than just shivering. Yes, shivering does generate heat, but exercising is more energy efficient than just shivering. So when the shivering stops, is it because you're getting warm? Or is it because you're slowly fading into stage 2, moderate hypothermia? Well, one of the things you can do is check your pulse. If you feel this feeling of being like, hey, I'm being warm, look, I'm not shivering anymore, but your pulse then starts dropping, and all of a sudden it was, let's say, 92, and now all of a sudden you're at 68 beats a minute, that's pretty concerning. So you could be in moderate stage hypothermia at that point. So all of these factors are important. Now in moderate hypothermia, stage 2, your blood pressure drops, slow heart rate, breathing decreases, you get lethargic, and you're really wiped out, and you can get irregular heart rates. It's in late stage of stage 2 when you get that undressing phenomena going on, that paradoxical undressing, and we've talked about the burrowing, very weird kind of psychological behavior, you see that. And then stage 3, well, that's a no-brainer. Stage 3, you're unresponsive, you're in bad shape, and even in stage 2, you call 911 and you want to get evacuated out into the outdoors. That is imperative. But in stage 3, that is, anyone can figure out a stage 3, the person is unresponsive, and this is a dire situation and they're on the verge of death. So, red flag city on stage 3. Okay, also in stage 3, no urine output or very little urine output. You'll may see some lung congestion, pupils are unresponsive, decreased heart rate or no heart rate. So those are the 3 stages. There are 2 other stages which we discussed. That's mostly for didactic. We're keeping it at 3 stages since we are focused on wilderness medicine and treatment. Stage 4 and stage 5, mostly didactic. That's individuals that are being revived from, we're talking about a core body temp of 48, 50 degrees, which is very, very rare. So the stages of hypothermia and the transitions from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 2 to stage 3. Moving from stage 1 to stage 2, those are the ones that are going to be the most common with individuals in the outdoors. Those are the ones I really want to drive home for everyone out there that are the ones that love the winter and love heading out there in the outdoors, because you really need to know the difference. You need to know about that transition from stage 1 to stage 2 and what to do. Stage 1, you just stay warm, you grab the fire, but you're going to have someone out there that's going to be obstinate. They're going to, have that hubris. No, I'm fine. Really, I'm fine. I'm just a little cold, and they're shivering. Those individuals are going to get themselves in trouble and get everyone in trouble when they have that kind of attitude. Best to be cautious, be on the safe side, and be aware of that transition. All right, guys, I'm hoping that I'll be back on track as soon as I get over this COVID crap, and I will see you next time. Keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. Take care.